Hi there, this is Jason Dunn from Pocket PC Thoughts, and this is an unboxing and first impressions video of the MWg Zinc II. The Zinc II is a brand new device from MWg. I keep wanting to call them MGW, and I have no idea why. At any rate, this is a brand new device. This is going to be an unboxing and a first impressions video. Let me tell you a little bit about the Zinc II to begin with. It's running Windows Mobile 6.1 Professional. For the operating system, it's using a Samsung 500 megahertz processor. So here is the device. Now, this particular device from this company has a slide-out keyboard. So this is one of the things that kind of sets it apart from some of the other devices that MWg has on the market. They have a lot of regular kind of, standard PDA style devices that are also phones, but this one has the sliding keyboard. In terms of how the keyboard looks and feels, I had a little bit of a chance to play with this device at the last Microsoft Mobius event I was at, and the keyboard generally feels pretty good. The space key is a little bit smaller than you might be used to, and like always, whenever you're using a brand new keyboard, there's definitely a learning curve, to be had when you're using the device. It actually has buttons for soft keys, so that also helps. So let me set that aside for just one moment, and we'll just take a quick look and see if there's anything else, interesting inside the package. If I can get the package open here, okay. So it looks like they have a separate compartment here. I imagine this is going to be for the power supply. Yeah, so this is going to be universal AC adapter here that has a interchangeable head, so you can use it in the US or anywhere else. Now, it looks like MWg actually gives you adapters actually for different locations around the world, UK, etc., etc. So this allows you to simply swap out the adapter by changing the head. So I like that. That's always a nice feature. Just set this aside here. Get this out of the way. And inside they have a couple other little boxes. Let's take a look inside here. Pretty nice unboxing experience, actually. I have to say. Looks like they have some headphones here. I'll just take a quick peek, I think. Yeah, so they're using a mini USB connector for the headphones. So they're like a lot of other manufacturers, unfortunately. It seems to be a losing battle. To get a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, you almost have to go and get an iPhone or something. And that's practically sacrilegious for me to say, but it is kind of sad that most of these companies want to, promote their own particular type of adapter. For audio, this is the battery here. Let's take a look and see what the size. So 1530 milliamp lithium polymer battery, so that's actually pretty cool. Now here's the stylus, and boy is it little. I'm hoping it's going to get bigger. There we go. So it telescopes out, so it's pretty tiny, but again, this is kind of the standard thing, right? As these devices get, smaller and smaller, we're stuck with smaller and smaller styli. It uses mini USB to sync and charge, so that's a nice touch. And in the final box here, we're probably just going to have a bit of software. Yeah, getting started disk, a user manual that's fairly thin, but it probably covers the basics. So let me get the let's put the box in the background here, and then we'll actually start looking at the device itself. So this particular device has 64 megs of RAM, which is a little bit surprising, I have to admit. I thought most devices now that were phones, frankly, they're 128 megs. I mean, the Touch Diamond has 192 megs, so it would sure be nice to see more than 64 megs. You may run into some issues using it, but I will have to wait and see, of course. I don't want to prejudge. 256 megs of flash ROM. It uses a micro SD for the memory. I'm not entirely sure. Let me just pop off the back here and we'll see. Yeah, so the SIM card goes in the bottom here. I will pop in the battery. It has a 2 megapixel camera there, and I'm not sure if, I think I might be seeing a flash actually, but I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't actually say so on the specifications sheet. Boy, is this ever hard to get off. There we go. There we go. Oh, sorry, it's not actually a flash. It's one of those mirrors that allows you to take self-portraits. Kind of goofy. Anyway, so here's the device. Screen resolution. It has a 2.8-inch QVGA touchscreen, so 240 by 320. Again, you know, from a specifications point of view, that's sort of last generation. You know, we're seeing more and more devices coming out with VGA screens, so they've gone with the lower resolution here. Everything else on it's pretty much standard. It has a Surf 3 GPS built in, so it's kind of cool to have GPS in a device like this. It has built-in wireless 802.11bg, Bluetooth, and frankly a lot of the other standard stuff. Now what is a little bit different and what makes this device pretty cool is that it actually does have tri-band WCDMA, meaning HSDPA at 3.6 megabits per second. So what that means is that this is a world phone insofar as it has quad band GSM, which means it will essentially work everywhere you go, but more importantly for myself, having recently gone on the 3G bandwagon since Rogers Canada finally offered a reasonable data rate plan, is I can actually get 3G speeds here, whereas with my Touch Diamond, it does not have the 850 band, so in North America I cannot get 3G speeds. Now, I wanted to show you what the device looks like as it's powering up here. So this is always funny. I'm never 100% sure which the power button is. Okay, so there we go. The device is now powering up. I'm going to actually just do a quick camera cut here, and then I'm going to come back, and as this device is booting, I'm going to get a couple other devices so we can sort of see what it looks like in comparison to other devices on the market. So just hold on for 1 second. Okay, so in front of us here we have three sort of modern era devices. On the left side here we have the HTC Touch Diamond. Here we have the Zinc II in the middle, and it's actually just doing its initial device setup after I plugged in the battery and booted it. And then we have the AT&T Tilt, also known as the Titan II. It goes under a lot of different monikers. Now, I wanted to show now. The MWG device has a keyboard, the Touch Diamond does not. So this is not really a very fair, you know, size comparison. The Diamond is obviously going to be a lot thinner. And I'm getting a lot of chimes here. Looks like I'm getting some text messages or something. At any rate, I'll sort of put this aside. But I did want to point out the screen resolution. I've been using the Touch Diamond now for a couple of weeks, and I've really gotten used to VGA screen resolution. And frankly, once you're used to seeing things on a VGA screen, it is a bit of a struggle to go back to a QVGA screen which has 1/4 the resolution. So I will say that this device has a bit of a hurdle to overcome with me in terms of the screen resolution. Now, this is a bit more of a fair comparison. Both of these devices are keyboard, you know, sliding devices. The Zinc II is just a smidge shorter, like it's not quite as tall, and in terms of thickness, it's a little bit thinner. It's kind of hard to tell here, but it is a few millimeters thinner. And you know, in this game, every millimeter counts. So it's certainly nice to see MWG, you know, working hard to make the device, you know, as thin as possible. So it's still going ahead and doing its customization here. It does come with some built-in software. The specifications sheet lists a wireless manager, lists a photo editor, and a GPS viewer. I'm not entirely sure what GPS client it is. Now on the front we have our typical, you know, start and end buttons. Over on the side here it looks like we have a button for the camera, and another button up top here, which frankly I'm not 100% sure what that is. I need to read the manual, of course. And then on the side here we have a couple of other different buttons, and this looks like it is the micro SD card slot. So it's still configuring here. This is of course something that it only does the very first time, so this is of course not how long it takes to boot up each and every time. So this has been Jason Dunn from Pocket PC Thoughts with a first impressions and unboxing video of the MWg Zinc II. The Zinc II can be purchased online from Expansys. Right now the selling price is $749 USD, which isn't a bad price in comparison to the Touch Pro, which is going to be coming out with the keyboard, which looks like it's going to be north of $900. But that's about it for right now. Thanks for watching this video, and check out Pocket PC Thoughts for more.